You know, I never thought I would be living the happiest life you could only imagine. Waking up with the sunrise, birds chirping in my pot garden, and a smell of my favorite breakfast, lovingly made by my grandma every morning. What a beautiful day to be unemployed. I would say if my life was a movie, but it's not. Today, I woke up miserable, tired, and all puffy from the pickles and jalapeno chips I ate before going to sleep. I know. Not the best start of the day. Quite frankly, every day of the past week was like this. Unproductive, lifeless, and just boring. Until this one thing suddenly caught my attention. Attention sparked curiosity, and the bright idea was born in my mind that gave a wholesome purpose to my dull day. How could I forget about you? Of course. I should make a video about you. Yeah, not only she's a bad actor, but also a bad liar. This is one of her favorite lenses, and she's been thinking about this idea for weeks. Let's just cut to the main part. Hey dude, hope you enjoyed that little prelude. Now let's get to the business, shall we? Today, we're gonna play with this vintage lens and find out together if this can turn your footage into a cinematic masterpiece. I don't know, maybe even make your pathetic and boring life look like a freaking movie. That would be cool. I would want that. I know you would want that too. So yeah, let's explore this together, find out together, because I'm curious too. This is the kind of vintage Soviet lens my grandpa would have used, if he'd had one. Actually, he probably had one, but it was so precious, it was almost never used. And I know what you might be thinking. A Soviet Russian lens, she's probably talking about Helios 442, the most popular and well-known lens in that spectrum. But it's not Helios, okay? It's Zenitar, 50 millimeters. Zenitar. So my sister got me this as a birthday gift a year ago, and I still couldn't get around to properly use it for my videos. I used it a lot for photography though, and some of my favorite pictures are made with this Zenitar lens. It's not even edited a tiny bit, dude. Just look at this. What a vibe this baby is giving. Oh, I can't handle my feelings. Anyways, the main question I had while I was owning it was, how can I use this vintage lens for my solo filmmaking? How much of a pain in the ass it would be since it's fully manual and very old? And some other questions like, is it even worth filming with this one if I have user-friendly, normal, no-hustle, modern lenses? What's the actual point of having one in your collection? Before we get to the meat of the video, I have to tell you that the bear joke escalated very quickly, and I guess I can technically say that some real bears took part in the experiments. So, we're gonna ride together on this journey of uncovering the truth and answer all of these questions. At least we're gonna try, you know? Yeah. It's gonna be a practice session, and I will just share my honest feelings about this and all of my thoughts. So, let's go. Alright, we're gonna start with the intro to this video actually. Can you guess which of the shots from this intro piece were made with this lens? This one, or this one? Yeah, it's actually all of them. And here, it's the first one and the second. I marked everything that was filmed on the Zenitar lens with the Z watermark in the right bottom corner. So you can watch some of the parts and find out exactly which one is which. Hope that my future self did not forget about that. So, although the shots were quite good, I have to tell you that I really struggled in the process when I had to shoot myself because of the manual focus. And I really wanted this lens to be wide open for my frames to get more pronounced bokeh and depth of field, because this lens has a maximum aperture of 1.7, which is wild, but In that scenario, you have to be super ultra mega precise with it to nail the shot, because the focus window gets razor thin. But if you're lucky to have a separate monitor to track where the focus is, you will be fine. I actually use my phone for monitoring different things, including the focus lines. I have this, actually I'll show you, I have this Monitor App Plus, and yeah, it gets laggy sometimes, but it does the job. I genuinely think that it's the best investment for a solo creator like me. And no, it's not sponsored, but I highly recommend. So far, it's the most convenient app that I know of, because the native app for my camera sucks so much. I can't take it. Okay, let's move on. While trying out the Zenitar lens in different scenarios, I actually realized that all previous shots don't give it any justice. This was the first shot when I realized it, and the realization quite literally hit me. A random kid just threw a petard, this little bomb, under my freaking balcony. I'm telling you, life never gets boring. But back to my point. I will show you some other examples and let you guess yourself what they have in common. So, this one in the park. I asked this cute guy to pose for me, but he was too shy, so we switched places. This one with me in the same spot. I'm just struggling to understand if I'm in focus or not. Now I'm looking at the cute guy, he's looking at me, you know the drill. Okay. This one on a bench. Such a nice day, kids screaming in the park, and pretended that I don't hear them. They don't annoy me at all. So I gave you a few examples. Have you guessed what they have in common? Good job, dude.
I knew you would see it.
It's the trees, nature, a lot of details in the background that allow to form the most beautiful bokeh and isolation for the character in the portrait. Because when I tried using this lens indoors with plain walls behind me, it didn't give me the same effect. And the footage looked boring. But when you feed this baby more details in the background, when you play with the composition behind the main thing you want to be in the spotlight, that's when it shines the most. That's when it all comes together. The unique character this lens gives your shots is worth having it in your collection, because you typically won't get this look with modern lenses, because they mostly aim for the cleanest and sharpest look possible. But this one is unique exactly due to its quirky, whimsical looks, due to its imperfections. It makes your footage stand out and have strong character. It has soul that you can almost feel and touch. Also, it's sturdy and it will never give up on you, just like a true Russian friend. Once you get along, it's made to be forever. Wow, that was quite a lyrical description. But the love is real, I'll tell you that. However, there are some obvious downsides to this lens that we need to run through. First one. No stabilization at all. All the shots I took were made with the help of my tripod, and even in that case, sometimes it was shaky. There is no way you will escape shaky footage when using this handheld, even with the greatest stabilization in your camera body. Second one. No autofocus. If you're a solo filmmaker like me, it will be a challenge to film yourself, to get yourself into focus if you're gonna use this lens wide open. But there are tools that can make your life easier, like the Monitor Plus app that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, these are kind of the main points why this lens may suck a bit. But on the other hand, you get a cheap lens that is able to spice up your footage, make artsy cinematic shots. It definitely can push your limits and improve your filmmaking and develop your cinematic eye. You can get surreal portraits that will be timeless. Even if you choose to buy another vintage lens, dude, I would say go for it. You know, it's always good to play with something old from time to time, you know? I feel like we get too fixated on the latest gear, the most new, the most powerful, the most expensive, the most clean and polished looks. And we forget that it's not the point. The real point is in the making, in going out of your comfort zone in pursuing your hobby, in giving your inner child freedom to play and experiment, and to enjoy the process of learning lessons and the excitement that it gives. So yeah, it will open your eyes on something new, that's for sure. If you want to know what camera I use on a daily basis, you can check out this video and see what I carry inside my camera bag. Or you can check out this video, which is more story-based, more meaningful, more personal, good for your soul. Dude, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it brought to you some thoughts to reflect on your personal journey, even just a little. Subscribe if you want to hang around more, and I'll see you around.